What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls Podcast. Coming to you from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's my guy, Big Dave. Bow. BAWL Sports. Our guy, Kevin Wells, pal producer on the controls, hanging out with us today. What up, Kev?
What's up, boys?
And we are still giving Goat another day off today. He's off yesterday, letting him take a few breaths before the media day chaos begins the season on Monday. But sitting in for him, we had Purdue on yesterday. Shout out.
We did.
Newest member of the fam.
Yes.
And sitting in the Goat chair today, you have heard Big Dave tell you all about the wonderful deals on the incredible vehicles for the last while now. Mm-hmm. We got him in the flesh. The one and only Ray Scarpelli of Ray Chevy in the building. What's up, Ray?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Hey, appreciate you being here.
Dude, let me tell you, I have to so Ray and I, when we were at the draft party, correct?
Yes.
We were at the draft party, second night, I believe. And I came in, with my brother, and Jim was like, "Oh, I want you to meet, Ray. He talks sports and he, likes your show. He wants to talk to you." And I went over and I sit and he and I are talking. We literally talked for hours. We sat there and talked about the Bulls specifically for hours. And I was just like, dude, you should come on the show one time. He was like, what? Yes, absolutely.
So you're telling me that Big Dave met somebody and then immediately became their best friend and talked to them for 3 hours? Not to make you feel less special, Ray, but this is how Big Dave operates.
He's the best, man. It was so funny because, I was friends with, the guys on the Bears show, and I hadn't really met anybody else. So, I go there. I'm like, I don't really know anybody. I sit there, and then just, Dave and I talked for just hours about basketball. It was great. It was great. It made my night, honestly.
Dude, thank you, much fun. It was fun. It was fun, man. And he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
They weren't just, silly takes or something. I'm just like, oh, he knows the game.
Right.
He knows what he's talking about here, man. Come on the show. Let's have a conversation and let's do this.
So not only, do you get to see a Big Dave, Ray Chevy, and or Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram read in the flesh today. They are on the ad schedule. You can add your own bells and whistles to it because you're here with us. But as Dave just said, you are a true diehard Chicago sports fan yourself. And you guys talked too for a long time. Obviously, the big news in Chicago that broke on Thursday morning, hasn't worn a Bulls jersey in 8 years, which is crazy to think about. 9 years?
So
Derrick Rose officially announcing his retirement. He's hanging him up. The team, the Chicago Bulls, put out all kinds of wonderful tributes to him, videos, pictures. He released his own statement, sort of a love letter to basketball that was really great. His teammates, former coach Tom Thibodeau, speaking up on and congratulating him on his great career. What's the first thing you think of when you think back on Derrick Rose, Ray?
So it's funny that you bring that up. I'll tell you because I was talking about it with some of my coworkers today, in fact. And so I was in college at the time, and I remember my one buddy and I, huge Bulls fans, right? And we had a class at 1:00, and this was during his MVP season.
Okay.
And it was on a Tuesday, and they were playing the Grizzlies. And
you can pull that mic closer to you.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
It's on and on.
Yes, not a professional.
You're all good, buddy. You're good.
I remember it was on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he's just like, dude, you want to watch the Bulls Grizzlies game? And we skipped class just to watch D Rose play. He was must watch TV.
Yeah. Is there a better reason to skip class?
Yes. So I love Derrick Rose. He was sort of, when I was little, right? It was all about MJ, 90s Bulls. But, as I got older into college and even more into sports, he was that perfect transition player for me for basketball.
Yeah,
that's a good way.
I'm right there with you. So the playoff series against the Celtics in 2009, Derrick's rookie year. That was my second semester senior year of college. So I was senioritis, checked out. I had already passed the comprehensive exams for my major, and I just had a couple of lingering finals and classes I didn't care about left. But I had an evening seminar, a 3-hour seminar from 7 to 10 p.m. on, I think it was like Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
And one of those Bulls Celtics games, I had my evening seminar that night, and I just emailed my professor and I was like, Bulls Celtics playoffs. You already have my paper. Like, see you never. I enjoyed your class on occasion, but this is more important. So respect.
Yes.
I love that, man. I love that, dude. But it is funny because you know who you were watching.
Oh, yeah.
And the greatness you were watching. So you will happily make that sacrifice, like skipping class.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to seminar. Dude, I didn't go to work one day because I was like, wait a minute. Wait, who's playing? No, there was the playoff game. Do I got to be there? Y'all don't really? All right, I'm not coming in there, guys. That's what I'm going to sit here and watch that. It was game 5, actually, of the Bulls Heat. It was game 5 of the Bulls. I knew they weren't going to win, but I'm like, well, I'm still watching this. It's Derrick Rose. This is worth it right here, man. This is what I loved about him so much, man. And he made your viewing experience so worth it. Sitting there watching him play every single time. So you would make those sacrifices, or what people might call sacrifices, but like easy choices. Like skipping, it wasn't even a thought to you, right?
Yes,
like,
wasn't even a thought. And the thing that I loved about him too was, dude, I mean, he was that team.
Yeah.
He was that team. I remember, we had just signed Carlos Boozer, like going into that year. And like I remember, because it was the LeBron free agency, Chris Bosh, all those guys. And, we kind of felt like as Bulls fans, like a little bit slighted that, we didn't pick up any of those guys and we're like, oh man, okay. Like what are we going to do? They're putting together this super team. And it was just Derrick Rose and that Bulls team that I loved it.
And that's why, that Bulls Heatles rivalry that played out over the next several seasons after that. Yeah. I don't know about you, but like as a Bulls fan, I was like, screw them. We didn't need them. We didn't want them.
Yes.
This is going to be an epic David and Goliath like underdog story as a Bulls fan. And look, they came up short against the Heatles twice in the playoffs. Yes. 2011, the conference finals, and then the conference semis in 13. Without Derrick Rose, without Dang, who was like in the hospital, right? Kirk Heinrich was hurt, like everybody. Yeah. But it was like even they gave them fight. Tooth and nail games. Yeah. They always came out on the losing side in those playoff series. And then in the regular season, Tibbs and the Bulls were like, who do I got tonight? Not much. All right, we're still going to beat the Heatles.
Yeah, seriously. We got
ending their 27-game winning streak. Like those games were just
moments.
Those games were epic.
Yeah, wonderful moments, man. Do you have a specific favorite Derrick Rose moment? Because for me, it was the dunk on Joel Anthony in the playoffs.
After he split the
that defense because he revived Marv Albert for me. Because when I think Marv Albert, I think Michael Jordan, obviously. And hearing him just go crazy. Hearing him go crazy just felt so good. Derrick Rose! Like hearing him just lose it, watching this incredible dunk that he made. I watch it so many times, though. Like, do you have a favorite D Rose moment?
I do. For me, it was probably kind of similar. It was a dunk, and it was over Dragic with like Stacey King. Elevator can't go higher. Like that whole his call on that was amazing, and just like
it was the best.
It just.
Wait, Kev, do you got one, Kev? You got a favorite D Rose moment? I know you got to have one.
So I have a ton. I think if I had to pick one, the Christmas Day one was super memorable.
Oh,
shot over Powell.
Yeah,
in the lane.
I mean, one because it was on Christmas Day. You're with your whole family. My whole family.
And Christmas Day was the season opener, right? Because that was the lockout shortened 11-12 season. True. That is so true. The Christmas Day slate is how the season began.
Was it?
Yeah,
he's right.
Wow, I forgot. So I forgot about that caveat. I think just because the sole fact my whole family, we're huge Bulls fans. My grandma loves the Chicago Bulls. When I was a kid watching Derrick Rose, I watched all 82 games when they went 62-20. I mean, that was probably the most memorable because we're in the same room celebrating at the same time. Yep. But the guy was just, dude, he was incredible.
Reminded me of that shot, dog. Like, because that was just an unbelievable shot that he took and he made, man. Like, I still don't know. Every time I watch it, I'm like, how did
Kareem
this go
skyhook. Yeah, he threw it.
And
like
it didn't even rim in. Like, it went in. Like, no, I meant to do this. Like, Unbelievable, man.
I mean, all the different kinds of degree of difficulty shots and even game winner. Like his step back long 2 against the Bucks. That buzzer
Double
beater.
tap?
Yeah, the double tap.
Oh.
But like to me, that was always what I could not wait to tune into. Like, those his MVP season, I would sprint home from the L, coming home from work to make sure I got there in time. Because like you said, Ray, can't miss television. I always thought it was Derrick's like dual ability to be so light and quick on his feet, plus his ball handling means he could break down any defense, one-on-one help defense. Like no one could stop him and stay in front of him. And then once he went airborne, his body control in the air, his hang time, his crazy finishing package, English, left, right, reverse, like he found space there when there was no space. After somehow getting in the air in the first place, and you didn't understand how he got in the air in the first place because you blinked and you missed it. It happened so damn fast.
Yeah. First of all, can we talk about sprinting, Matt Peck? Like, what was this about? Like, did you tear everything in your leg when this happened? Like,
no.
You was sprinting all?
No, I was a young man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Derrick Rose MVP season, I was 23 years old, 22.
Okay, so you was all right.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. When did the hamstring tear start?
When I played one season of CHGO softball. That's when the hammy started tearing. My old 36-year-old ass out there.
Doing his thing, man. But this is what we love about Derrick Rose is just the memories, the core memories that I talked about that I have like with my friends.
Right.
That I truly remember because of him. And I've watched a lot of great Bulls games, and a lot of great things. But it's a difference when you're watching greatness. And watching Derrick Rose during those times was for real, watching greatness, watching it grow, watching it develop, and then watching it happen. And then we still didn't get a prime version of it, but you knew you were still watching greatness happen in front of your face, man. It was
maybe
crazy.
the biggest what if in NBA history, possibly.
For me, yes. For me,
yeah.
without a doubt.
I think so.
Yeah,
And,
without a doubt.
Our CHGO Cubs guys were talking on their show about is not only the biggest what if in NBA history, but biggest what if / tragic injury in Chicago sports history.
That's fair.
Spanning, plenty of other people had their injuries cut short or dampened by injuries.
Correct.
But Derrick tearing his ACL in game 1 of that playoff series in 2012.
I remember where I was when it happened.
So do I.
So college.
Okay.
I was at a party.
Yes, sir.
There was probably like over.
Noticing a theme
Yes,
here, right?
noticing a theme here. There was like probably so I went to Augustana College, which is like a smaller school out in the Quad Cities in Rock Island, Illinois. And one of our fraternities that we were friendly with, the Ozos, had this big party. It was called Pigma. Okay. And it was like a big like pig roast. Okay. And so there was like over like 100 people out on the front lawn, like big pig roast, right? Drinking, whatever, right? Somebody runs out of the house because they had the game going on. Somebody runs out of the house. I specifically remember somebody runs out of the house. It's like, I think Derrick Rose just tore his ACL. And then like everybody like stopped for like a minute. Like, imagine like loud, like, hey, laughing. And then I specifically remember that.
That's an announcement that can take the air out of the room. Not much can ruin a pig roast. But
yes.
Derrick Rose tearing his ACL. Damn.
Yes.
I would just be crying and shoving pork into my face.
Especially because, we saw what he could be in a playoff series, right? We saw him drop 36 in his first playoff game against the Celtics. We saw the mountaintop. We could look. We could see it.
Yeah.
And it fell out. It was awful.
And also the worst for me was the next game because he came out and gave the game ball. And he had just seeing that brace on him and just made it so real. And I was just like, I don't even remember anything. It was a complete blur after that. That whole series was a complete blur.
I remember very little of the rest of that playoff series.
It was like, how can you go play after this?
I don't remember a thing. I don't remember a thing.
It was like being in shell shock. You know?
That's a great word. Yes.
What did we all just witness?
Sorry, but we saw it. We saw greatness, man. We saw it happen.
We
retired a jersey.
And we can have happier things to talk about with our guy Ray from Ray Chevy. Stick around right here after this break. More CHGO Bulls.
Oh, some of you fellas out there might have the blues. Guess what? we got the shoes.
Oh,
Blue Chews, baby. Yes, sir. You like that one? You like that one?
That's pretty good.
You like
That's
that?
very good.
Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly, ding dong, right to your door. And the best part, it's all done online. Clickety clack. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy because it gets a little bit awkward. You can take them anytime, y'all, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises. Wink. Yes. And guess what, y'all? We've got a special deal for the listeners out there. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code ALLCITY at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's BlueChew.com, y'all. Promo code ALLCITY to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast.
Hey-o.
Blue Chew.
Man. It's like giving Big Dave a new ad read. It's like putting a duck in a fresh pond. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades that are built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people, y'all. Their shades have durable frames, crystal clear optics, making them perfect for your outdoor and indoor adventiones.
It's a word.
Trademark Big Dave. They've got hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. Probably have a style in your favorite team's colors. Check them out. Plus, if your shades ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, hello, I know something about that. I throw things while I watch my sports teams.
It's a thing.
Don't sweat it. They have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every single pair is backed by the lost or broken replacement plan. If you don't love your shades, you can also exchange them for a new pair. Return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. And I can attest to that. I got myself a replacement pair just a couple weeks ago.
Several times then.
Filled it out online. It was in my mailbox a week later.
Shout
It's
out.
incredible. Exclusively for our CHGO Bulls listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to ShadyRays.com. Use promo code CHGO for 35% off your pair of premium polarized shades. So try it for yourself. Rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
You almost had it.
He tried. He was there.
He tried. He almost had
He
it,
put in a
man.
little
Hey,
effort.
I'm not going falsetto the way Dave
Please
does.
brace us. Please hit
Try
me
for
with
yourself. That's just got to.
Yeah, you think I want to do that to my vocal cords?
It's just my favorite part of
Smooth
producing.
dulcet tones. He's got to save that, man.
It's my favorite part of producing this show, man. It don't get any better, man. It does not get any better than that.
You see, Ray? You see?
Yeah. Always
I
more to
wasn't
come.
lying.
More to come, Kev. More to come.
Whether
Ray
it's
is in
viewers
too.
or our production staff. Oh, my favorite thing is just listen to Big Dave. Well, so if you were in college, like right around the peak of the D Rose Bulls era, I assume that means you at least caught the tail end of the glory days of the 90s Bulls.
I did. And actually, I was just telling Dave, we actually gave Michael Jordan a car from our store.
Tell the
No
story.
kidding.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's
All
do
right.
this.
So quick little story. It's kind of hard to translate like verbally, you know,
Yeah.
but so we went to his house. We delivered him a Blazer, and actually it was kind of funny, like on like my Instagram reels, like the algorithm like knows I'm a car guy, right? So
Yeah.
it actually like showed this old Chevy Blazer commercial with Michael Jordan. It was
Okay.
it was hilarious, right? So like so we bring him a Blazer, okay? And this is like my first time meeting MJ, right? Like I mean, he is the number one celebrity in the world.
In the world.
I mean, let's
Yeah.
be realistic.
Yeah.
Number one celebrity in the world. We go to his house. I don't know, like 5, 6, something like that. And we had this thing that we do like on the playground just to like mess with people, right? Sure. So like we'd go, up high, down low, like you were going for like a handshake, and then you'd pull it back and go too slow. And I did that to MJ. Dude.
Oh my God.
I did that. I was a little kid. I didn't know at the time, but dude, he like gave me this look, dude. Like he's just like, I'm gonna kill this kid. You know what I mean?
What he did was say,
and I took that personally.
Yes, exactly. And I took that exactly. Like when I was watching The Last Dance, I was just like, wow, I cannot believe I did that to that guy.
Ray, if he could, he would have kept you there all day. Do it again, kid. Run it back.
Okay. We're clearly discovering that we're kindred spirits, which makes sense because you're already a kindred spirit of Dave's.
Yes, sir.
But so ditching class to watch Bulls games.
Yes, sir.
And messing with MJ when you get to meet him as a kid.
Yes.
I've told Dave this story before, but just a quick version.
Don't forget the pig roast.
And then the pig roast, of course. Who doesn't love a pig roast?
Yes, sir.
I went to MJ camp when I was a kid.
Flex.
After they won their 6th and final title in the summer of '98, later that summer. And each team at the camp got to go and get one photo op with like a team picture with MJ standing on one side in the back row. And so the whole team files in, and every kid gets one quick little interaction and a fist bump from MJ as we all take our spot to take a team photo.
Okay.
And he's just there, like standing in place, and the kid walked past one at a time, fist bump, fist bump, fist bump. And I'm like going to the back of the line, thinking through my head, like, how do I capture this moment? Like, so I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I'm about to meet Michael Jordan. And I was like, I got it. Screw the fist bump. So he sticks his giant Michael Jordan-sized hand, fist out towards me at the very back of the line. And instead of bumping it, I just grab it with both of my two chubby little hands and pull it like into my stomach and just like hold it there for like what felt to me like 30 seconds. And I like looked down in it and I swear it was glowing. And then I'll never forget. He just looked at me with this most perplexed look on his face. And he said, "Hey man, give me my hand back."
I love it.
Dude,
you pulled it too slow on him.
Yes.
He got this, and he got it.
Oh, I cannot believe that.
Dude.
I still, to this day, I'm like, I wasn't like a star athlete in anything I did in high school, but that's like,
But that's the one.
I got MJ, dude.
That's right.
I got him.
Dude, what do you remember about the house? Tell me about the house.
So the house that I remember, I'm like,
Is this the one that he just agreed to sell up in
Yes.
Highland Park?
It was
The
that.
23 on the front?
Yes, 23 other. I specifically remember it. Dude, I thought I was like going to like a castle. Or
Right.
something. You know what I mean? Like I'm like the gates open. I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean?
This
And
way, sir.
yes. And here, and I still have the jersey that he signed for me. I have it framed in my basement.
He signed a jersey for you
He signed a
too?
jersey for me too. I still have
Before
it.
or after
Dude, it's
the
tiny.
too slow?
It was before. It was before. Afterwards, he probably would be like, no.
Kid, no.
No.
You got to earn it, kid. First 1 to 10 on the court.
Yes.
That is amazing, dog. I've always wanted to talk to someone who had been in that house.
Mhm.
Because, we just sit there and we see it. It's just
Yeah.
a lair.
Mhm.
And we're like, dude, what is going
So
on
were
behind
were
these
there like
dudes?
armed guards at the gate out front? Like,
I remember there being staff.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember there being a lot of staff. I
Yes.
do remember that, and I remember like it was either like my dad or like somebody like put me up to do that too, like that trick on MJ, and he's just like, do it, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this is Michael Jordan, but they're like, just do it, trust me.
And they were right.
Yes, they were right. So.
Oh, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Man. So let me ask you, and because you just got married, congratulations. by the
Thank
way,
you.
on that,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
Mazel tov.
Yes, sir. Does your wife understand your love for the Chicago sports? Understand the love of the cars, but does she understand the love of the Chicago
So on our 1 year anniversary, she actually got me Bulls tickets.
Wow.
So we went to a Bulls Knicks game.
Oh.
So yes, so she does understand my love for sports, but she's like, but there are times where like when she listens to this, she's gonna be like, what?
So did she hand them to you and
jersey.
say like, hey,
Yes.
here you go. Please take a different family member or friend instead of me because I don't care? Or
No, she's like, hey, let's
she
go.
wanted to go with
Yeah,
you?
let's go.
Okay. Was that her first time
So-
experiencing?
Yes,
something
it
like that?
was. So like it's funny too. Like we're so far we've seen a Bulls game, a Blackhawks game, a Cubs game, and a Bears game, and we're 0-4 so far.
Wow.
We're 0-4.
I mean, I
The
know
Cubs took us to a Northwestern game and they won
And they would. Okay.
against Michigan. against Michigan
Okay, so
too.
we
Juwan
college
Howard was the
undefeated.
coach. And
Okay.
yeah, it was-
I'm sure that there are people who have worse track records than that. 0-4 is not bad. You can
Yes.
still turn that around.
That's true. That's true.
He's got time.
Yeah,
He's got
he got a
time.
little
Shout out
time.
to our GM Jake, the poor man. Like he is a bigger Chicago sports fan through and through than
Yes, he
anyone
is.
I know.
Jake is a huge
That dude
fan.
cares so damn much,
He cares a lot.
and he feels like responsible for some of the biggest L's that you.
Yeah.
Like he was
does.
at the game 4 that LeBron hit the game winner of after D Rose's game winner in 2015.
Yep.
He was at the double doink game.
I was there too.
Oh my
There,
god!
I was there
oh,
too.
man.
Yep.
Like
Is that the 0? Is that the one you lost? That's what we talking about?
No, the one that we went to actually was against the 49ers. This was in, I want to say it was like 21 or 22, but just I remember Debo caught like a bomb touchdown.
Oh, man.
I remember that, and I remember talking to a 49ers fan there, and it was Justin Fields' rookie season,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
And he was saying like, "Oh man, like I don't know about the Stray Lance dude." At the time, and he's like, "I don't know about the Stray Lance guy. I wish we would have drafted Justin Fields because Jimmy G was still the
Jimmy G
quarterback.
was there.
He
Yeah.
was still the quarterback."
Yes. Yes.
The Bears won that game, right? That
No,
was the tsunami game.
That's not-
no, not that
Not
one.
the tsunami
okay.
game.
It was
No.
the year before.
Oh,
Yeah,
year
yeah.
before.
Yeah, because Justin, that was game 1 of
Yeah.
you're right.
You're
his
right,
second
you're
year tenure. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Right.
remember that, man.
Mhm.
But dude, so when your wife watches you at this Bulls game, though, like, what is her reaction? Is she into it with you, or is she just looking like, "What did I marry?"
She's like, more like she's at least like very like inquisitive, like trying to
Okay.
like find out like who is this, who like, and I'll like point out the players,
Okay.
and so
Oh, that's
she's
nice.
do it like that.
This is the
you know?
opposite of this young man.
Yeah.
I don't think that would work with
Yes.
this man over here, right here. So
I've-
you have to stop talking to me.
yeah. I've mostly just made her avoid me so far through the first 3 weeks of the Bears season. And I'm like, Bulls, like, I don't know about you. I'm very apathetic about the team right now, in complete honesty. So, or at least when we started dating at the tail end of last season,
Okay.
I was like checked out. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
just get me to April 15th for the
Yeah.
love of God. So it's not the same thing as being around me when I'm like, Dave has seen me when I am in full on destructive meathead mode.
Uh,
Like halftime of the Bears game in week 1, for example.
Yes.
That's not a version of me that I'm ready for my lady to see yet.
Yeah, I was with him at the double doink game when that happened.
Oh yeah, I was with
I was
Dave.
with him.
We watched the double doink together.
Yeah, pulling him up off the floor at a bar, face down,
Man.
face down, Kevin, on the floor of the bar, dog. Like, come on, dog, you can't be face down at a bar, dog. Leave
Cody
me alone,
Parkey.
leave me here.
He was enemy number 1 in the city, dude.
Oh, my
Cody
God.
Parkey, he was enemy number 1.
Then he went on the Today Show.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
He went on the Today Show and blamed Jesus for missing a kick.
Yes.
I was like, "Are you kidding me, dude?"
Dude, a lot of failure
Hey,
going on right
To each
there.
their own.
You're right,
But
that's a lot of
Jesus
failure.
didn't miss that kick. You freaking
He
did.
said, "What you doing? Like, what I do, dog?"
He just, it wasn't in my story.
Okay.
It wasn't in my plan. Like, okay.
Guess it's nice to know I wasn't the only guy who fell to the floor. I wasn't in a bar, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you were like
I
at
wasn't in a
home,
bar.
right?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, yes.
Thank
This
God.
is a public place.
It's
My boys
not
were
like I chose to. I basically fainted.
He did have a dope
Next
bear
thing-
jacket
I mean,
on.
I blacked
will say
out. The
that.
next thing I know, I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
And not like from alcohol blacked out, just like,
No. You should have saw my
Don't
reaction.
don't let anybody tell you different. That was a traumatizing moment.
Fair.
Don't let anybody tell you different.
Fair.
That day sucked.
No, that day sucked.
That sucked.
I took it a
Terrible
little.
day.
I took it a little better. but
oh, gee, you're better at handling dramatic finishes and dramatic L's than I am. Big deal. Hey, we'll get him next time. And I'm like, there is no next time. There is either we win this game or I die.
that's the feeling. That's the look at Ray. Ray is like, yeah.
So funny, dude.
That's how he is, Ray. This is what I
Yep.
deal with constantly, sir, all the time. But as a fan, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. More chat with our guy Ray from Ray Chevy right after this short break here on CHGO Bulls.
Oh, it's time. Ray! Ow! It's Ray Chevy time, y'all. If you're in the market for a bigger vehicle, find savings to match at Ray Chevrolet this September because Trunk and SUV month is going on right now. Head in today to shop their huge selection of new Chevy models at new low prices. Right now, you can take $3,000 up to $12,000 off MSRP on most new Chevy models. That's pretty dang good. Or Cruise into fall your own way and shop over 125 of their vehicles priced under $20,000. As one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories. Visit our partner, this September at their location on Route 12 in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com. And if you heard of Ray Chevrolet, then you bet your bottom dollar you have heard about the Ray Price Promise. It's their guarantee to make your next vehicle more affordable than ever with no price changing, no add-ons, and no hidden fees ever. That means the incredible prices that we're talking about right now, you can expect to see the very same prices when you shop Ray Chevy in-store or online. Shop truck and SUV month all month long by visiting Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, skirt, let's drive.
Boom.
Yo. 10 out of 10, Dave.
Hey! Come on. That was for you, Cam.
The motivation is here.
It's right there.
It's right there for you. You know, an actor says, like, what's my motivation? Bam.
This guy.
Motivation. Now's the perfect time to become a CHGO diehard, y'all, if you aren't already. Mm-hmm. It is Bears season. That means our CHGO Bears tailgates are going on for every single Bears home game this season in the South Loop, right there at Cermak and Wabash.
There
Quick walk to Soldier. Come hang out with us. Dave and I were both at week 1.
Yes.
Had a great time.
Great time.
It's always a great time. Our CHGO Bears crew is there. Most of our CHGO fam is there. Mm-hmm. And your fellow diehard Bears fans. You can get a discounted ticket to these tailgates when you become a diehard. And it's an incredible deal. It's an incredible deal as is because it's all you can drink from those giant buckets of icy cold beverages from our friends at Molson Coors. And delicious food truck eats. Mm-hmm. But you want that discount. You also get discounts on fun trips and other stuff we do. Mm-hmm. Bears going to London. Mm-hmm. Bears going to Arizona. Mm-hmm. CHGO Bears going out there. You can go party with them in different places and get discounts on those things when you become a diehard. And, of course, discounts every time you shop our incredible merch. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, we just dropped some brand new merch with the announcement of that legend, number 1, hanging him up. He retired officially on Thursday morning. And shout out to our merch crew and graphics design crew, especially our guy Eric over there in Denver. So quick with their turnaround. Brand new, the CHGO Rose Forever collection, available in both hoodie and t-shirt.
Yes.
You get a free shirt when you sign up to become a diehard as an extra perk. You can pick this one if you want.
You can.
There you go. Plus, of course, the best of the best from content of our credentialed reporters and journalists, including our guy, Willie Goat Gottlieb. A lot of that is for diehards only, as is, of course, the Discord, hanging out in all of those channels, one channel for each of your favorite Chicago sports teams. What are you waiting for? It's pennies a day for an annual membership. Sign up now. Become a CHGO diehard.
Love it. All right, Ray, since we just read about your wonderful company, let's talk about that for a second. I want to know how you got into it. Like, I'm very curious about that. Like, what, it's just a family thing, just passed down, or was it something you like, yeah, I can't wait to do something like this?
So it's kind of funny. When I was in school at Augustana, I was like, you know, I wasn't completely sure if I wanted to do the automobile business, right? Like, I had a lot of interests. Like, when I was in high school, I played basketball, golf, tennis. I was involved in some political groups. I did acting. I mean, I was kind of all over the place, right? And so then it was funny, like one summer, like going into, it was like right after I graduated college, and we had the opportunity. My father approached me. He's like, hey, you know, I know you're kind of still trying to figure out your path, right? Like what you want to do. Sure. But we have the opportunity to add a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealership as a part of the family. And for me, kind of a small little fun fact, my grandfather was a designer for Jeep on my mom's side.
Oh, no kidding.
So I always was a huge fan of the products, and I'm like, this is a sign. I'm like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been doing it ever since now, 11 years.
Wow.
11 years I've been in the business. And it's funny too, like all the other interests that I had, all those skills, right? Like whether you were playing team sports growing up whether, you know, like some of the political groups I was involved with, all those things, the acting, all that stuff, like that translates well in the business world. Like all those soft skills, right? Because I look at our dealership like a team. Every day that I go in, I look at it like it's a team and we got to win. And it's competitive, right? So it's the same. So like a lot of those things translate. Nice. So I love the business, man. Nice. Wouldn't change it.
Nice.
Oh man. Fun fact, the car I learned how to drive on, my very first car, well, it's my parents' car, but the one that I drove around suburbs of Chicago when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, 1995 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Ooh,
I loved
no way.
I loved the hell out of that thing.
Classic.
And I drove the wheels off it.
Dude, it's honestly the car I've been looking at now for the past like 2 months. I don't know why. I keep seeing them on highways now. And I saw it. It was a 2-door Jeep Wrangler Limited. And I saw this thing and I was like, yo, I was like, what is that? And I drove next to it. I'm on the 9-4 and I'm like, I know dude was looking at me like, what is this dude doing? I drove next to it.
I'm not in a Bentley. Why is he so
right.
intently looking at
Seriously.
here?
Because it had another word on under limited and it was sport. It was sport.
Yeah.
Was the other word. Because I was sitting there trying, so you doing this the whole time. But I loved it, man. Like the 10 on the windows, just the fact it was a 2-seater, but the fact it was sitting up high. You know, it's a big dude. That's a wonderful thing to have, man. So that is definitely the next car I'm going to be looking into getting.
Well, you got a guy now.
I was about to say.
Got a guy.
Got a guy. Got my guy right here, man. That's your great. So 1963.
Yes.
You guys have been in business with that. Talk about that for like that lineage that you guys have.
So when Will Perdue was here earlier, it was kind of funny. Like he's like, Ray. I'm like, yes, I'm one of the Rays. Like that's like always like because my grandfather's name's Ray, my father's name's Ray, and I'm the third Ray.
Third Ray,
right?
okay.
So my grandfather was the founder. Actually, he was a manager at a dealership downtown. Some of you might know Jim Moran, the courtesy man. It was the largest Ford dealership in the country. It was right here downtown. He
Rings
was a
a bell.
manager for him. And so then the opportunity came in our store in Antioch for him to become a partner. And he started Raymond Chevy, and it's just kind of gone from there. My father acquired the dealership in Fox Lake, another Chevy store, and it's just kind of grown from there.
Dope,
so,
man. And you guys have had like the Bears out there, like the Bears crew, our CHGO crew out in Fox Lake doing that show, man.
Yeah, we had Cole Komet out there. That was awesome.
Okay, yeah, that's a flex.
We had Cole Komet out there. That was cool. Adam Hogue, Mark Harmon, all those guys just they're great to work with. You guys are great to work with.
Did Braggs go out there? Our boy Braggs?
Braggs?
Did he break everything in your showroom?
He did not. He did not.
That is shocking to hear.
Showroom. It was funny because like I came up to him, I was like, hey man, you want like a coffee, water, or anything? He's like, no man, I'm good. I was like, wow, I expected him to be like, yes, can I have 5 coffees? You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like I fully expected that. So, but
do you have a caffeine IV available?
Yes.
And after that, can I drive the most expensive car?
Yes.
Braggs, I'm an excellent driver. I'm a very good driver.
I'm the one.
Let me drive everything.
He does. Well, he's not a bad driver. I've been in the car with him. He's
Have
not
you?
bad. But he was riding down the street honking his horn at everyone who had a Bears jersey on. They had no idea why. You know, but it's all right.
You can answer this as a company man,
Sure.
or so you can answer it twice.
Sure.
One car, dream car
Ooh.
that you want parked in, your spot, your driveway, your garage at some point in your life.
I like this.
Yes, I like this too. So I love old cars.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I love muscle cars specifically. So we used to be an Oldsmobile dealer. Okay. So for me, it'd be a 1970 Oldsmobile 442 black with gold stripes.
Wow.
Yeah, can you find that?
I like it because it looks like a Chevelle, right? Everybody knows what the Chevelle is. That's kind of like sort of like the quintessential muscle car. That is the car.
The
Right
black
there.
one right there?
Yep, that
Yeah,
exact
that
car.
is
So
Oh,
for
Lordy.
me, it looks like a Chevelle, but nobody knows what it is, and that's kind of why I like it. It's like slightly sleeper. So I love that car.
Wow.
Like, I would say that would be that, and then like for modern cars, like here, I mean, I have a Camaro. I've got a Hellcat. Like, you know, so like I like the muscle car design, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then like as far as like other brands, I mean, like who doesn't like Porsches and Ferraris, right? You know what I mean? So, but I love the muscle cars, like old school, new school. I just like the design.
Okay. So if you, let's say it's just a regular Tuesday, 10 a.m., which car are you pulling out to drive to Fox Lake to go to work?
So probably my Camaro.
The Camaro's
the
coming.
Camaro.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So like I can't, you know, obviously during the winter months, like unfortunately those cars are a little tough to drive. It's the only bummer about our winters, among other things. But you know, can't drive the sports car. But like, I mean, here, the car you mentioned, the Jeep.
Yeah. That
is the one car, okay, out of any car where if it snows, I'm like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Just because it's a tank in the snow, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally the 4-wheel drive, the tires, everything. It is a tank in the snow. So that is like my winter ride is a Jeep.
Yeah, that's the move our parents went with when they were like, all right, we got to teach 3 kids to drive in the span of 5 years.
Yeah.
Let's get a Jeep.
Yes.
Tell me
Chicago
about,
winters.
Tell me about driving that Hellcat, man.
So
I want one of those so bad, man.
So the thing that I love about that car, honestly, like in comparison to like the Camaro, and I love the Camaro, but the thing that I like about the Hellcat a little bit more, I mean, you can take that car cross country, like on like a road trip, and it's actually comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable car I've ever driven, like outside of the look, outside the speed, outside of all that. But the seats are huge. I mean, here, man, there's a reason why Shaq drives them.
That's true.
That's what Shaq drives. That's what Shannon Sharp drives. I mean, they're
not
big,
small dudes.
They're not small. Like, I mean, it's a comfortable car.
Yeah.
So
on a road trip,
I'd be good in
Seriously.
one, right?
yes, you would be good. You would be good. You would be good.
I don't know. You've been doing
You'd be
push-ups,
good.
Cam. I don't
You'd
know.
be good.
It's swole on them.
You'd be good.
It's swole, man. I
So,
don't know.
It's a boat, man. You know what I
It's
mean?
a
It's like
boat.
it's
Yes,
like
sir.
it weighs like almost, like, to put it into perspective, like a Porsche 911 is like under 2,000 pounds. Okay, like weight wise, the car.
Right. Yeah.
A Challenger Hellcat is like almost 5,000. Okay, pounds.
Wow.
I mean,
Good Lord.
it's a big car.
Real.
And I love it too. Like, I'll take it like out on the golf course. Like, surprisingly, it's got some utility. The trunk, you know, I put my clubs in there, no problem. Like, I mean, it's like it could be like, you know, grocery getter too.
Oh, man.
Believe it or not, like the trunk. I mean, the trunk on it is huge, and you know, we actually have like a couple of these left because unfortunately, after this year, they're not making them anymore, and they're switching them to electric, right?
Okay.
So like now, you know, in the car business, we're kind of having this shift, right? We're going from like gas to electric cars. There's still going to be some like gas cars available, but electric cars, like our offerings are increased, right? So like you can get an electric pickup, SUV, car. We've got a ton of them to sell right now. You get the tax credit, and right now, like if you know you're looking for like a truck with like some gas power, we got a ton of commercial vehicles out there. So for those of you listening that have a business, we've got probably 50 commercial trucks to choose from. Anything from like a 2,500, anything to, we were talking about winter earlier. We got a snow spreader. Like we've got it all up at our dealership.
What's the best seller right now for you guys going on?
So at our Chevrolet store, what's been really hot right now is the all new Traverse.
Okay.
Which is like a
I see
three-row
those
SUV family
everywhere.
vehicle.
Yeah.
That's been hot at our Chevy store. We got some of those in stock right now. We got some good deals on them. Check our website. And then here for Jeep, Grand Cherokee. I mean, that's always been like our bread and butter is a Grand Cherokee, and at our Chevy store, the Traverse. So
Staple.
it's been good.
Got
Check
to
them
have
out,
it.
man. RayChevrolet.com. Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake.
That's right.
Like, so you clearly, like, you got the MJ experience when you were a little kid because of the family business of,
Yes.
you know,
With the
selling
Blazer.
cars in Chicago.
Blazer. Yes, sir.
Is there an athlete who's like on your wish list of like, I want to sell that player a car?
Will Purdue.
Yeah, I was gonna say Will Purdue. That's a maybe.
Yes,
that's
sir.
a,
Okay,
that's a
come
maybe.
on,
I put
Ray.
that at
Come
the
on,
maybe
Ray.
level after
Speaking
after
of
our
people
talk.
who need large vehicles.
Yes. I mean, Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
that would
yeah.
be super cool. I'm rooting for him, man. I haven't lost faith. I know it's been kind of a rough start, but like Caleb Williams, I think that'd be that's always been like my dream is to be like any athlete in the city, I want to be their go-to guy for cars.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
So mentioning Caleb and believing in him, are you someone of the opinion that the Bears' offensive line, as it has always been for as long as time can allow memory, a piece of crap offensive line that might get him killed? Shane Waldron is not very smart at figuring out how to call plays.
He's not.
Or option C, is it both of those things?
I think it's both.
That is the correct answer.
Yeah,
by the way.
I think it's both. We don't want a David Carr situation. Remember when like he was on the Texans, he had a bad O-line, he got sacked a bunch, and then it kind of ruined his career. We do not want that, right?
No.
So I think to me,
Andrew Luck.
Yes, or Luck. Like so, like for, I mean, I think for me, like when we were talking before the show started, I was like, to me, this Bears season is about two things. It's about figuring out if Caleb's the guy, which I believe he is, and is Flus the coach. I mean, that is what this year is about for me. It's not about making the playoffs. It's not about even like, you know, there were some that are like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Like, nah. Like, I mean, that'd be awesome, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Like for me, it's about figuring out, is Caleb the guy and is Flus the coach? That's I want to leave this year knowing that.
I like that.
I want to leave this year knowing that.
I like that. Can you look at players like, is there certain players you can look at and you can kind of tell what car that you would have them drive? Okay, see, yes, let's do this.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to run down some for you.
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Kobe White.
Kobe White. Ooh. So he's got great handles.
Yes, he does.
Right? He's a good shooter.
Yes,
so he looks like he would be, I know I've talked about this car earlier. He looks like he'd be a 911.
Oh, God.
I like him as a 911.
Love that.
I like him as a 911.
Okay.
Not the GT3.
Right.
Not a GT3, but a 911.
Okay.
A 911.
My dad used to have a 930 in cherry red.
Oh, yeah.
Cherry red? Ooh, that's a flex.
It's gorgeous.
Hard flex. Zach LaVine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would say he is, I'll put it like, he is a 2014 Z06 Corvette.
Wow.
At the
Dude.
time,
Can I see this car, please?
Oh, my
At
God.
the
I was
time-
going to say, like, a 20-teens Corvette,
Yes.
dude. I was like,
yes. Like at the time, like I mean, it was awesome. It's still kind of cool, but you know, it's got some miles.
All right,
you know?
let me tell you this.
It's been 10 years.
Wow. Okay, let me tell you this,
Yeah.
then, bro. I was at a concert here around that time, and Zach LaVine, I saw him driving past the United Center in a car that looked very similar to that. And that just kind of freaked me out.
I love it.
You couldn't even hear the car.
Yes.
It was like a spaceship. And it was like, and that's the only sound it made. And he just took off on it, man. And I told that to him one time, and his friend was like, oh, yeah, man, I'm still mad he got rid of that car. He was like, oh, yeah, I used to love that car. It was a black spaceship, and it looked similar to that. It looked very, very similar. You're good. You are good.
A little quick internet sleuthing. Kobe White has a partnership of some kind with Volkswagen.
So I was kind of close.
Yeah.
German car, kind of close.
A Volkswagen Arteon. He made a commercial with them.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna take it off the players, and I'm gonna bring it here. My man Matt Peck. You see him. What do you think, Matt? What would you put Matt Peck in today?
So, I mean, I'd love to put him in a Chevy or a CDJR, obviously.
What do we need to do to put you in a Chevy?
What do we need to do today?
sales floor pitch.
What do we got to do today?
Yes.
So, I would say
I will give you a hint for the record. I no longer am a Jeep driver, or at least currently not a Jeep driver.
That is true.
You can rule that out.
That is true.
Subaru WRX.
Ooh, no.
Subaru
Manual?
WRX. That's what do you see
I'm
yourself in that?
not a Subaru guy.
You're not a Subaru guy?
No.
Not a Rubu? Not that thing? What do you drive? You drive a
Make another guess, Ray.
Honda Civic.
Oh, God.
This is a I
gotta laugh.
This is a place I got
2001 Toyota 4Runner.
That's what he's driving.
Okay.
I'm a 4Runner guy.
He loves
Got
that
it.
car. Very
First
much
car
so.
that I bought with my own dollars when I was out of college, or no, in college, and needed a car to get around summer jobs, and then between my campus in rural Ohio and Chicago. And then sold that years ago, and then went carless for a while. I lived in New York, didn't need a car, didn't have a car for my first number of years back in Chicago. But then I was like, I need a late 90s, early 2000s 4Runner again in my life real bad. Yeah. The first one I had was a 98. Both of them I bought with well over 100,000 on them. The one I have now, I bought it, and I think 146,000 miles on it, and now have put it up to like 167 in a couple years, you know.
What are you trying to prove?
I love my 4Runner. Also, the trunk, man.
That's what you like the most?
Yeah, you know, I do my camping trips in the summer and whatnot, and like gear,
yes.
whatever else, man. I love a car with a big trunk.
Okay, fair enough. I'm bringing it to me. Now, what car would you see me? Now, people see me, and they assume things when they see it. They're like, oh, Dave, you're getting in the Traverse. That's what you're getting right there. I'm going to tell you right now, the car I have that I owned does not match me in my size at all.
Because I was gonna guess like Tahoe, Yukon.
See,
that's what I was gonna guess. That's what I was gonna guess.
I told you, no, that ain't how I'm rolling, man. Right. That ain't how I'm rolling. But what would you put me in? I'm curious. What car would you put me in?
I mean, here, man. I mean, I've got for SUVs, we have the best selection.
I believe it.
Between Grand Cherokee, Blazer, Traverse, Tahoe, Yukon. I could definitely see you in one of those. I got you. I know you mentioned the Wrangler though. I also have those.
See,
so I got all the bases covered.
You got me covered.
I got you covered.
You got me covered out here.
Hey, you know, I could be converted. We'll see. You know, this. I mean, this. You know, this car I'm driving is not gonna last forever. I might need something new.
You got a guy.
Four wheels, big and comfy, big trunk. That's my wheelhouse.
That's
okay?
how he rolls, man. Gotta put that leg of lamb.
That's right. Gotta load that thing up with the leftovers from the pig roast.
All right. Now I know you just meet my guy Kev right there. You're looking at Kev. What you gonna put Kev in right there?
Kev,
come on, something cool.
Something cool.
What's the biggest car you sell?
Yes. Chevy Colorado. It's a mid-size pickup truck.
Yeah.
I think it'd be perfect for you.
Yeah.
The
I like the
ZR2.
Colorados a lot, actually.
The ZR2 though. It's got like a little bit of a lift on it.
Okay.
It's a cool truck.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
I would drive a truck. I don't think I'd drive a truck in the city. I live down here now, but
right.
I mean, big difference from what I'm driving now.
That's why it's mid-size, not the full-size truck. Mid-size, like a lot of people that like either are commuting in the city or like if it's like somebody that like lives in the suburbs, you know, so they're not like parking like a big truck. That's why they'll go with like the mid-size truck for that reason.
And I'll tell you the one thing, I drive a Ford Fusion hybrid right now. The worst thing about it, I don't have any trunk space at all. That pack, you'd hate it. I can barely fit. I can fit one golf bag in there. I can't fit. The golf bag's got to go.
I can
in the
fit
back
one
seat.
golf ball.
So gas mile is cool, but I don't have any space. So yeah, all right. I like that. Colorado. I got a guy.
You got you covered.
There you go.
Man.
And our guy Ray here has y'all covered out there in Chicago sports fan land. Check him out. Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. Also Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. RayChevrolet.com. RayCDJR.com. The Ray Price Promise. All these deals that Big Dave told you about today, that Ray told you about, the ones you see on their website, that's the price you're going to hear and see when you walk into their sales room floor.
That's right.
That's the Ray's Price Promise. Ray, it was awesome chatting with you, man. I appreciate you coming by.
I'll come by anytime. This was just like, I mean, forget like the microphones here, forget the cameras. This is just three guys hanging out, man. That's why I love
talking
it.
Sports, talking cars,
here, talking to you guys.
Talking
sports
pig.
and cars.
Talking pigs, sports and cars. Yes. Awesome, man. And talking high, low, and too slow.
Yeah. So we made the jokes about the pig roast. Real quick, we have to ask you, favorite Chicago eats, man. Like your place you can't live without.
So I know it's like a kind of a chain, but like when I think of like coming downtown, we had a place down here. So like I'd come up here like on like weekends. We had a place for like 10 years. Like I loved Joe's on State Street.
Yeah.
Just for like a good, like seafood steak.
Oh yeah.
Like that like when I think of just like a restaurant coming downtown, that, and then a friend of mine, like my new favorite spot, like if I've got some friends coming to visit me, and I'm like, hey, I got to show you the city. I got like Gibson's Italia. That I would say is
Gibson's rocks.
Yeah, just like getting a flavor for like here, like good steak, good drinks. Like it's the views. I mean, are unbelievable, unbelievable. So I would say those two places I like a lot. And then like I like casual places too. Like I mean here, like pizza. Like I love like a good deep dish pizza. I like tavern style. I like So I mean, for me, I would say like for like a casual place. I mean, you're like Giordano's, Lou Malnati's downtown. Either one of those, I love. So
it's not bad. I like the Gibsons.
Yeah,
I like the Gibsons.
I need a steak and a pizza right now.
Yeah.
We got to stop talking
Pizza's
about
the appetizer.
Yeah.
Steak for dinner, right? That's honestly it was funny because like I was talking with a buddy of mine from New York, and he's like, oh, dude, New York style is the best. I'm like, no, dude, tavern style is, and I'll tell you why. Because it could be a snack or it could be dinner. It's both.
This is what I'm saying.
This man.
So
this man.
My system, my brother patented it and I've adopted it. We call it the sidecar system. So so he and I both live here in the city. Our favorite Chicago pizza joint is the suburb where we grew up.
Telling me this, yes.
When we are out in the suburbs for whatever reason, we always go to that pizza joint and we always get pizza to bring back to the city. We get a deep dish and a tavern style. The tavern style is the sidecar pizza that we eat in the car driving back to the city. And then we eat the deep dish when we get home.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
You need them both.
Yep.
People freak out about this argument about deep dish and tavern. Like, dude, no, they're both delicious. You need both.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're all young grown boys.
Yeah, that's right. That's why he needs the truck.
Yes, exactly.
That's why I need the truck.
Exactly. Why he needs the truck.
You got to put some meat on that hamstring.
Yeah, exactly. Baking up that sausage.
That's right.
We are out of time. Ray, thanks again so much for joining us. Check them out, RayChevrolet.com. Ray Chevrolet, Route 12 in Fox Lake is where you can find their wonderful dealership. And don't worry, our guy Braggs won't be there. So,
He'll be fine.
Don't worry about that deterring your attendants to go pay them a visit. And, come by anytime. Anytime, man. Talk Chicago sports with us. We appreciate having you here. That's going to do it for today. That's going to do it for the week. We will be back Monday from the Advocate Center, where Bulls Media Day will be going on. We will be there. Me, Big Dave, Willie Go Golly. I believe our guy Law on the Draw will be there.
Right.
Our social media genius Emma is going to be there, and the newest member of our CHGO Bulls fam, the one and only Will Perdue, will be there. Make sure you tune into our content on Monday. Have a great weekend.
Yes.
Bear down.
Yes.
And go check out Ray Chevy in Fox Lake. Shout out to Kev. See Red BK.
Ray!
We all silly like the mayor.